Hello, guys. Welcome back to this week's show. We haven't done a show in a while, so this week we're joined with Adnan. Adnan, welcome back.
Thank you.
We're gonna do the usual predictions and leave the two derbies last. So let's start off with Saturday, Bournemouth versus Brentford. What do you think about this one?
Bournemouth versus Brentford. I think this is a tough one because Bournemouth perform against the lower table teams, but Brentford also are on form. So although they lost against Arsenal, but they play really good football, I enjoy watching them. So I'll go for a Brentford 2-1 win.
And then Crystal Palace take on Chelsea, a tough game for the new manager. What do you think about this?
Yeah, a really tough game for Chelsea. I think Crystal Palace away is always a nightmare to play against with the home crowd. But Chelsea, I think, will just come through. But I will go for a close one. A Chelsea close one, 1-0 win.
And then Fulham take on Newcastle, another tough game on Saturday. What do you think about this?
Yeah, and Fulham this season are on fire. They are performing really well. I'm enjoying watching their football. And Newcastle against big teams, small teams, they do really well. But they are missing key players. I think Wilson is injured. I don't know if Saint Maximin is back. They're missing key players, so it will be a tough one. But I will go for a draw. I will go for a 2-2 entertaining draw.
Then Liverpool take on Brighton. Brighton, of course, have a new manager, and Liverpool's form has been shaky. But what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I think a tough game for Liverpool. Yeah, it's a tough one because Liverpool's form recently has been really bad. I think Trent and Arnold has not been performing. Nunes also is not performing. So Liverpool are really struggling. But I think this game is the game for them to come back to show how good they really are. So I'll go for Liverpool 3-1 win.
And then Southampton take on Everton. What do you think about this one?
Southampton versus Everton. And I think Everton are very inconsistent. The game you think they will win, they lose, or draw. The game you think they will lose, they win. So I think Everton are very inconsistent, but this game I'm seeing them winning. So I will go for an Everton win, an Everton 2-0 win.
And then the last game on Saturday, West Ham take on Wolves. A welcome back for Diego Costa to the Premier League. What do you think about this one?
And for this one, and I don't think Diego Costa will start again because he's not much fit. I think training. He does not have enough training to play for. So I think he will have some minutes in his game, but I don't think he will play. So a tough one because West Ham's this season they are very shaky, but this one against Wolves I back them, so I will go for a West Ham win. West Ham 2-1 win.
Okay, and then on Sunday, the Manchester Derby, of course, we'll leave that for last. Leeds take on Aston Villa. What do you think about this one? Another tough game.
Leeds versus Aston Villa, yeah, a very tough one. This season, Leeds are another team which is very unpredictable. They win some games, and they lose other games that you think they will not lose. And Aston Villa also, Steven Gerrard is regaining his form. I think this game he will continue with his form. So I'm actually leaning towards an Aston Villa win. An Aston Villa 3-1 win, I think.
And then on Monday, Leicester take on Nottingham Forest. Leicester, of course, their keeper has been, wow, I can't even explain it. What do you think about this game? It's two teams that haven't been in form. What do you think about this?
And Leicester versus Nottingham. This is a tough one, a really tough one, because this game is an early season relegation battle. Because Leicester this season are very out of form, and Nottingham Forest, although they look good on paper, so many transfers, but this team is full of new players. They don't have any chemistry. They can't play together. They have never played together. I think most of the players most of the players have not never played together. So it's a hard one to predict. But I'm actually leaning towards a Nottingham win. I would go for a Nottingham 2-1 win.
Okay, and that's it for this week's predictions. Now let's talk about the big derbies for this weekend. Two big derbies. Let's start off with the North London derby. Tottenham versus Arsenal. What do you think about this? Two teams with great
Arsenal,
form.
yeah, I think the two teams with their difference is only 1 point. I think the team that wins goes above the other. So it's a really hard one to predict. Tottenham. So I personally, as a neutral fan between watching Tottenham and Arsenal, I really enjoy watching Arsenal because Arsenal's game is a bit of passing, and I really like. It's just like a Man City game, but it's not boring. It's a quick football. And in the other side is a defending team. I think with Conte's team, it's a counter-attacking team. They will just back five, and the likes of Son and Kane at the top. So it's a really good game, a really interesting game. Personally, I think this game is just written a draw all over it. So I don't want to be boring again. So I will go for. I'm actually leaning towards an Arsenal win because Arsenal at Emirates with their home fans, they look really good, and they play a wonderful football when the likes of Martinelli, Saka, Jesus are at their home. So the Arsenal don't perform, and they do not perform well against Manchester United in the big game, but I back this one Arsenal. So I will go for Arsenal 3-1.
Okay, before we continue on to the next derby, Tottenham have been criticized so much on talking on their playing style. Like, do you think they will last the whole season playing like that, or it will be just a few more games and then teams will figure out what they will do? What do you think about this?
I think for me personally, I think they will last the whole season because this is Conte's style of play. He will change some games. I think he knows the games that he needs to defend. He doesn't play the same game against every team. I think he knows against Arsenal he will go for the back five, defending at the then with a counter attack of those Kulusevski and Son and Kane. But other games, I don't think it will work. But this season, Tottenham are a very they they don't look good at the when watching because it's just they are just the whole team's defending, and Tottenham fans, most of Tottenham fans are really frustrated with the game and the way their team is playing. But also they are getting points every time, 3 points, 3 points, 1 point drawing against big teams. So it's a really tough one to call. But I think Tottenham will last and Conte will just secure because they don't have title hopes. I don't think as a Tottenham are title contenders, but I think they will secure top four. But which is really hard because the way Chelsea is there, Liverpool is there, Man City, Arsenal, Man United are back on form. So it's a really hard one for them. But I think the minimum the owners, after having such a big transfer, the minimum they want from Tottenham is a top four. So, and we will see. But I think Conte will last. And if he doesn't last, I think he has a Juventus offer. So he will go there.
Yeah, people have been speculating he might also go to Juve. Let's continue on to Sunday's derby, the Manchester derby. Two teams who are in form. Man United can't blame their form. Lately, they have been doing good, especially before the international break. Man City have only dropped points with a draw. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, this is another tough one. As a Manchester United fan, this is and if you asked me the same question last season, and I will be like, we will lose, we will heavily lose, we will lose for like 4-1, 5-1. But this time I'm actually excited for the game. I'm actually leaning towards us winning, but it's very, very minimal. With the I think the Man City's team is just too good for the Premier League. For any league, I think every league Man City dominates. And their team is actually very scary with the likes of Haaland, De Bruyne. It's really hard to stop them, especially Haaland. I think he gets like 5 touches in a game, and he scores like 3 of them. So which is a hard one, but with the way Manchester United are replaying, I think the defense, Manchester United's defense and midfield have really, really improved. That's why so many Manchester United fans are really excited for it. The but I don't think Haaland will dominate the Manchester United defense, but we will see that on Sunday. But I'm actually leaning towards a Manchester United win, and for us, it will be especially after winning against Liverpool and Arsenal. The team will have hopes, great hopes. But the bad thing is we are missing Martial and we are missing Rashford, and Rashford is one of the key players for Manchester United, especially with a high defense like Manchester City will be running behind them. So I think he'll start Elanga, which is the speed again, the way he did against Manchester Liverpool. But I'm backing my team. I'm going for Manchester United win. Manchester United narrow win. Manchester United 2-0 win.
Yeah, I think it's okay, but it will be hard, Man City are at home, it will be really difficult. People were questioning the fact that Haaland is scoring so many goals, but in the end of the season, when the season ends in the future, he ends up being injured for a long period of time. So it's something that Man City haven't improved so much. If, on my opinion, like they signed Akanji. Now Stones, Laporte, all of them they're injured. Akanji is coming in. That's a good signing. Calvin Phillips signed, but he's been on injury for like how many months now? 3-4 months now. And now if Haaland gets injured, I think Man City will be the same team as last season. What do you think?
Yeah, Man City without Haaland or with Haaland, I think there's no difference with Man City's team. The Man City's team A and team B are just the same. The thing about Haaland is is a really great finisher. I think in the box with De Bruyne's crosses, with all those. But even if they lack that part of their game, I don't think Haaland makes a massive difference to Manchester City. The way Arsenal, Jesus did and have that big difference to Arsenal. Those players that have big difference to teams, the way the coming of Martinez and Varane have a big difference to Manchester United. The same way, I don't think Haaland has that same effect on Manchester City. Manchester City will play the same way without him, as you said. I think the main reason they bought and Haaland was for the Champions League. I think they miss a lot of chances in the Champions League. So I think that was the main reason they want to win the Champions League, and that is a key player for them for the Champions League. The way he scores in the Champions League also, he has so many goals in the Champions League. And for his age, I think they have invested in a long-term project in him.
Yeah, and the last question, I think right now people are questioning the fact that Haaland came into a City team that is okay without him and is okay with him. Who would you keep your striker, keep as your striker, like what's this called? Sorry. Who would you keep as the best striker signing in the Premier League?
The best striker,
Sorry, between Haaland and Jesus.
and I will actually go for Jesus, because Gabriel Jesus has a big difference to Arsenal. I think the way Arsenal are playing last season and this season, the main difference is Gabriel Jesus. He's a finisher, he's a provider, and he's making others play really well. I think the likes of Martinelli and Saka are enjoying their football more compared to, I think, Man City. Foden and De Bruyne and those guys will be performing without him. So, and I think without Jesus, this Arsenal team will not look this good this season.
Yeah, I think that's it. The weekend has fantastic games. The Premier League is finally back. Something we should be really happy about. I think that's it. Stay safe, take care. See you next time. Like, share, subscribe for more. I'm your host Fahmy. That's Adnan. See you next time.